practice your social justice ministry. I would also like to recognize any city and county officials that we have here tonight, as well as any members of the press and media.
Please be aware, if you didn't already know, the mayor of Charlotte will be one of the offices you have an opportunity to vote for.
All right, good evening. Thank you for being here this evening. So I'm Greg Gerald, this is Justin Perry. And we're going to moderate these conversations tonight. And so we want to give you just a quick overview of what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm very confused. So I'm going to make sure you keep this because I'm not sure. I don't do this. I don't do black on black crime.
Okay.
And I don't know what this is. Yeah, I don't do black on black crime. Yeah, so I'm not
Very
sure.
well. Thank you, and you have a good night.
Okay. And I'm going to come around that way because I'm confused. It was easier to come around that way.
Just stay away from our children, okay?
I'm not coming towards your children. Wow. Wow, that was very scary. All right, Charlotte, so I am leaving the event, and that was a very awkward experience. So the event itself was wonderful, but it was interesting in the fact that evidently they did not want to hold the mayoral candidates forum. In the email, it said it was based on the responses they received, and so that didn't really answer any questions, that would naturally, pop up when you hear someone say, well, based on their responses, we're not going to highlight the mayoral race. Because I don't think that shows the fairness of transparency that this city needs to see. You need to see when your incumbent officials are not showing up to candidate forums. Like, the arrogance in that is just amazing, and you should all take issue with that. Now, remember, I also point out to you all the time that candidate forums are not, by far, they are not the landscape for the for taking doing a temperature check with regards to who might win the election or who's going to be the front runner. So I tell you that all the time. But what was odd is that I was going around introducing myself, and you'll see the clip. You saw the clip prior to this clip, and basically I met someone. Her name is Tony, and you saw her name on the flyer, and it was just the oddest thing because I introduced myself to her, and she was seemingly very, pleasant initially. And remember, I told you, all skin folk ain't kinfolk, and that's, Lord, I'm very concerned about, my beautiful black people in the diaspora. I'm concerned with how y'all are moving. Some of y'all are not moving right now. There's many of us that are on the right side of justice, and I'm loving it. But there's too many of us who are not, and that has got to stop. That has got to stop. I don't know what this disunity, well, I do know the root causes of a lot of the disunity, but this was it was crazy strange. So I normally, interact with kids, if you will, because of course I've been a mentor my entire life, a teacher, all the things. Like, people normally be like, drop your kids off at Ace's house, and drop your kids off at Tigress's house, like, done and done. But at the end of the day, I'm not like on that tip when I'm out and about. It's just being, like, hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm going to speak to, especially when you're talking about teenagers, I'm not going to ignore them. That's mad weird. Like, why would I ignore anybody that's, out and about, especially at forums? And keep in mind, you brought your kids to the forum. Like, why would you bring your kids to the forum if you don't want anybody to speak to them? That's strange. Like, what am I gonna do to your kids? Like, that was just strange, stupid strange. But basically she was like, and the kids, actually, keep this in mind because this is important. The kids, and they look like, again, maybe 12 years old. Of course, I'm not gonna get them on camera because that's not appropriate. But I got her on camera because her behavior was completely deplorable. And I don't know what was going on in her head. But at the end of the day, the fact that she brought her kids out and her kids looked like they were maybe preteens, or one even looked like she was a full-blown teenager, maybe Ace's age, maybe 15 or 16. And basically, they reached out to, greet me as well as they should, respectfully, and you just keep it moving. Like, that's how, it goes normally in life. And she was like, keep it moving. Like, I don't want you to pass by this, the pews. She didn't want me to walk down that particular aisle, if you will. And I was like, are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Is this what we're doing? And there was a lady at the end, and she was trying to greet me as well. And I said, ma'am, I don't even know you. And she was like, well, because I said, oh, you know me, kind of that type of thing. Because I went to introduce myself, and she was like, oh, I know, you're Tigress, you're running for mayor. And I was thinking to myself, okay. And I kind of heard a bit of, the flippant intonation, but I just try to let it be, just keep it pleasant. You know how I am. I keep it civil, keep it pleasant, because I don't know you. Let's be very clear. I don't know you. You know me, but I don't know you, and I'm not going to do that. I do not commit black on black crime, and that's what you heard me saying in the clip before this one. And it was just very, 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 very odd. So much so that even the other guests, because remember, like I said, there was also, so she obviously is presumably, when you just look at her, visually, black woman. I don't know if she is a second gen, from another diasporan country. I'm not sure. I don't know, but that should make us even more akin. So I have no clue. But what I do want to put out there to make sure that I speak to the spirit of confusion that is out there in the world right now, I rebuke it. I rebuke the spirit of confusion. I don't know what's going on with, beautiful black people. There's some of you that are just, I don't know what you're doing, but don't bring it my way. You don't even have to introduce yourself to me. Keep it moving. If you are bitter, if you are not emotionally intelligent, if you are battling some demons, keep it moving. Because my spirit is always going to sift out all the demons. So look, if you are dealing with some stuff and you know that you cannot handle being in my presence, then go ahead, keep it moving, and then pray. Do a lot of pray. And I pray for you as well. I send that out. But suggesting, even the mere suggestion that I would, like, I don't want you to do anything to my kids. Like, what are you talking? This is so strange. And we're in a church, a whole church. We're in a whole church. What are you talking about? So is there a new rumor out? Somebody, please clue me in. And I know it's not, because if it is, then, oh my God, some of y'all, some of y'all you need a lot more than Jesus. You need a lot more than Jesus, a lot more than the Holy Spirit. You need a lot more. But I'm not going to tolerate it. Again, I do not promote black on black crime, which I equate with disunity or infighting amongst the diaspora. I do not promote it, and I spoke directly to it, even so much so that ironically enough, the Caucasian women that were seated nearby, they were like, what's going on? I was like, honey, I don't know. And then the lady that was with them, who introduced herself to me as Anna, reached her hand out as well to shake my hand. She wouldn't even let me get to her. I was just like, okay, all right, girl, that's a lot. That's a lot. So again, I don't know what that is about. I'm sure that maybe some of you could give me some insight. In fact, give me some insight if you know this person. Give me some insight in the comments. But again, I'm definitely, as I'm, because remember, I told you when we navigate these spaces, unfortunately, not everyone that looks like you is for you. And that just is what it is. So, okay, so I am signing off and headed back to NODA. And I am your girl, Tiger Sydney Acute McDaniel. Dr. Tiger Sydney Acute McDaniel, Juris Doctor. Your best candidate for mayor of Charlotte. Until next time, bye.